Okay, whoa, hold up. Got to talk about this. The Weeknd dropped this video today, São Paulo, and I'm like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, no, right? It's wild for sure.
Anitta, she's got this, well, let's just say active baby bump. It's like the belly's singing the Weeknd's parts.
Definitely grabs your attention.
Genius.
And the timing, too. It's like, boom, right after Timeless with Playboi Carti, and then Dancing with the Flames, and we know Hurry Up Tomorrow is coming.
My brain's exploding with all this new music.
Great.
For those who haven't seen it, the video, it's directed by Freaka. He does some pretty out there stuff.
Yeah.
But this one is like next level weird.
Yeah, it's like tapping into this whole trend in music videos.
Super creative, though.
Oh, yeah. Lots of surrealism lately, even some body horror. But like The Weeknd and Freaka, they just took it way further.
The song, though, I can't get it out of my head, but I was doing some digging. And it all started with Mike Dean.
Yeah.
You know, he's worked with The Weeknd forever.
Yeah.
He just asked Anitta for some vocals.
And from that, boom, a whole song.
Is that wild?
I read The Weeknd, thought what she did was so good, they had to build the whole thing around it.
It's pretty cool how like a simple idea can turn into something this huge.
Oh, yeah. The magic of collaboration, for sure.
But wait, you got to rewind a second. They actually debuted São Paulo live back in September in Brazil. Remember that live stream concert?
Oh, yeah, of course. It was like a one-night-only thing.
The energy in São Paulo is crazy.
It's electric.
You can feel it even through the screen.
Definitely added to the hype for the studio version.
I was watching. Anitta seems so stoked. I mean, she's a huge Weeknd fan, so this has got to be like a dream come true.
For sure. What a moment for her.
And she specifically said she wanted to bring that Brazilian funk energy to the song.
Yeah, she mentioned that.
And she did not disappoint. Okay, so here's where my brain starts to like really spin out. Do you think this is The Weeknd hinting at a new sound? I mean, it's called São Paulo. You've got Anitta's influence, and the video is unlike anything he's done before.
That's a really interesting point, and it's definitely something to consider. Hurry Up Tomorrow, it's supposed to be the end of his After Hours and Dawn FM trilogy.
Right.
So could this be like the bridge to a whole new chapter, musically speaking?
Dude, whoa. That is deep. Okay, so we've got this totally bonkers video, a song that came from a seemingly random collab, and maybe a hint that The Weeknd's going somewhere totally new with his music. Where do we even go from here?
Well, we can't forget about the other recent releases, Timeless with Playboi Carti. That one's sitting pretty at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Number 3, that's massive.
And Pharrell Williams produced it, don't forget.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Dancing with the Flames is charting well, too.
It is.
Peaked at number 14, so both those tracks are killing it.
Which could mean Hurry Up Tomorrow is going to be huge.
Could be pointing to some major success, for sure.
The Weeknd is on fire, no doubt. But bringing in Playboi Carti and Pharrell, it's like assembling a musical Avengers team. Do you think that kind of star power is going to, like, expand his reach even more?
It's possible for sure. Each of them has their own huge fan base, so the collaborations might pull in listeners who wouldn't normally check out The Weeknd.
Okay, things are getting really interesting. This is shaping up to be a massive album. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to São Paulo for a sec. That imagery, it's like, is it just shock value or is there something more going on?
Well, pregnant Anitta with the singing belly, that's definitely out there.
Right.
But, you know, pregnancy, it's often connected with creation, with bringing something new into the world. So could it be symbolic of The Weeknd's own artistic rebirth?
Oh, you're blowing my mind right now. You're saying it's not just some random let's be weird decision. It's actually tied into this idea of him evolving as an artist.
It's a very plausible interpretation, especially when you think about this maybe being the start of something new for him.
Mind officially blown. Oh, and one more thing. The video ends with the word phantasm
Yeah.
flashing on the screen. Any thoughts?
That's a mystery. Could be a song title from the album, maybe even the title of a future project. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Intrigue. I love it. Okay. Before we totally disappear down the rabbit hole of theories, can we talk about the title itself? São Paulo. Why name a song after a city? Is there a deeper meaning?
Well, remember, The Weeknd had an amazing experience performing in São Paulo, not just the tour, but that live-streamed concert, too. He even told Billboard Brazil that the city's energy directly inspired the song.
Right, he was talking about how insane the crowd was. You could tell he was feeding off that energy.
Yeah.
So the title could be a nod to that experience, to that vibe he felt there. But could it be something more? Could it symbolize a broader shift towards like a more global sound?
Very interesting thought, especially with the Anitta collaboration. She's a global superstar in her own right. It wouldn't be surprising if he was looking to expand his reach and bring in more international influences.
So it could be both a personal tribute to a specific experience and a hint at a bigger artistic direction. I love the layers.
Exactly, and that's what makes this release so interesting. It's multifaceted, leaves us with more questions than answers, and that's often the sign of great art.
Okay, before we move on to the big picture, Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anything else we should be considering about São Paulo?
Well, it's interesting that it wasn't even supposed to be released. Remember, it was just for that one concert in Brazil.
Right.
But The Weeknd felt like it was too special to keep hidden, so he decided to share it with the world.
Ah, that's like a gift for the fans.
Yeah, a little taste of what's to come.
Smart move keeps the anticipation high while giving us a peek into his creative process and potential new direction.
Exactly.
All right, I think we've officially dissected São Paulo. Now let's zoom out, focus on Hurry Up Tomorrow. This is the final chapter in a trilogy right after Hours and Dawn FM. Were both incredible. The stakes are high for this one.
Absolutely. The anticipation is huge. And these 3 new tracks we've been talking about, Timeless, Dancing with the Flames, and now São Paulo, they're like sneak peeks into the album's potential sound.
They each have such a different flavor, different vibe. It's like he's giving us these puzzle pieces to put together. What clues are we picking up here? What kind of sonic landscape do you think he might be creating?
Well, we talked about the possible Brazilian funk influence in São Paulo, the futuristic vibe of Timeless, and that darker, more intense energy of Dancing with the Flames. It seems like he's playing with a lot of different sounds and styles.
Okay, I need to hear more. Break down these hints. What about Timeless, specifically Playboi Carti and Pharrell Williams? That's a serious combo. What are we getting from that track?
Timeless definitely has this futuristic, almost ethereal quality to it. Playboi Carti's laid-back flow adds a layer of cool detachment.
Yeah, it's like floating through space, but with style.
Exactly. And Pharrell's production adds this unique, layered sound. It's experimental, but so catchy.
Okay, so we've got global vibes, futuristic soundscapes. What about Dancing with the Flames? What's that one bringing?
Dancing with the Flames leans more towards that darker, more intense energy. It's got this pulsing beat that's almost hypnotic, and The Weeknd's vocals are raw and powerful.
Oh man, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. So we have this potential mix of global influences, futuristic sounds, and these darker, more intense vibes. That's a pretty wide range. What does this tell us about a Hurry Up Tomorrow?
It hints at an album that could be a journey through a bunch of different sounds and emotions. Maybe it's a culmination of his past work while also going into uncharted territory.
I'm so ready for the sonic adventure. But with all these different elements at play, do you think it'll feel cohesive, or will it be more like a collection of individual tracks?
That's the big question, and we won't know for sure until we hear the whole thing, but knowing The Weeknd, his attention to detail, I have a feeling he'll weave these threads together into a cohesive narrative.
I have that feeling too.
Okay.
So Hurry Up Tomorrow has the potential to be epic, but we're missing one key piece of info. When is this thing dropping?
That, my friend, is still a mystery. No official release date yet. The Weeknd's keeping us in suspense.
Ugh, the suspense is killing me. But hey, at least we have São Paulo, Timeless, and Dancing with the Flames to obsess over while we wait.
Exactly. And they each offer some clues about where he might be going with Hurry Up Tomorrow.
It's like a musical treasure hunt.
I love that analogy.
We're piecing together the clues, trying to figure out the map.
And who knows what other surprises The Weeknd has up his sleeve.
Okay, let's rewind for just a sec before we get too lost in speculation. Can we do a quick recap of what we've learned about São Paulo?
We've got a visually stunning video that's both creepy and creative. The song itself came from a spontaneous collaboration with Anitta, and there are definitely hints of her Brazilian funk influence in the sound. We even explored the symbolism of the video, with pregnant Anitta potentially representing The Weeknd's autistic rebirth. And let's not forget that mysterious phantasm at the end.
Right. There's so much to unpack in just this one song.
And then you've got the chart-topping success of Timeless and Dancing with the Flames. They showcase a diverse range of sounds and collaborators, which suggests that Hurry Up Tomorrow could be a very ambitious and genre-bending album.
I am so ready for this.
In the meantime, we'll just have to keep analyzing, speculating, and letting our imaginations run wild.
This is what makes being a music fan so fun. The anticipation, the mystery, the endless possibilities.
That's all part of the journey.
So what's the big takeaway here? What should we be paying attention to as we wait for Hurry Up Tomorrow?
I think the main thing is that The Weeknd is clearly on the verge of something big. He's evolving, embracing new sounds and collaborations, and pushing his creative boundaries further than ever before.
You said it perfectly. This is just the beginning, folks. Join us for part 2, where we'll dig even deeper into The Weeknd's past work and explore the themes and influences that have shaped his musical journey.
We'll also look at the impact he's had on music and culture and try to predict what the future holds for this enigmatic artist.
Stay tuned. It's going to be epic. Okay, we're back. Ready for more. Weekend talk. We just broke down São Paulo with all its weirdness and layers. But to figure out where he's going, we got to look back at where he's been right after hours, Dawn, FM, both massive. What made those albums so huge?
Yeah, those two albums, they really solidified the Weeknd sound, that mix of dark, kind of introspective lyrics with that 80s synth vibe. But they each had their own distinct flavor, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, After Hours, it was all about heartbreak isolation, almost like he was creating this tragic character.
Totally. The red suit, the bloody nose, the whole thing was so cinematic.
Exactly. And then with Dawn FM, he kind of shifted gears. It's presented as this fictional radio station broadcasting from the afterlife, guiding listeners through these existential themes.
Right.
So it's still introspective, but there's this added layer of commentary on life, death, and redemption.
And the music was just so catchy. Blinding Lights basically owned 2020.
No doubt about it. And both albums spawned some of his biggest hits, proving he could be both super personal and still appeal to a huge audience.
So knowing how successful those albums were, what do you think The Weeknd's aiming for with Hurry Up Tomorrow? Is he trying to reinvent himself, or is it more about building on what he's already established?
Yeah, that's what's so exciting. We're seeing hints of both. In the tracks he's put out, Timeless and Dancing with the Flames, definitely build on that synth-heavy sound. But there's an evolution there. It feels more experimental, more daring.
Yeah, the Playboi Carti collab on Timeless throws a curveball for sure. And then Pharrell's production just adds another layer of complexity. It's like he's leveling up his sound.
And then you've got São Paulo, which with Anitta kind of suggests he might be exploring new territories, bringing in those global influences more directly.
Okay, so we've got evolution and exploration happening at the same time. This album's going to be wild. But hold on, let's zoom out for a sec. Think about The Weeknd's whole journey.
Yeah.
He didn't just appear out of nowhere, right?
No, his rise was actually pretty unique. He started by putting his music out there for free online, building a fan base before he even had a record deal.
I remember those early mixtapes, House of Balloons, Thursday. They were so dark and atmospheric, like you were listening in on someone's deepest secrets.
Exactly. They created this mystery, this intrigue that's followed him throughout his career.
And it's not just the music. It's his whole persona, his style. He's constantly pushing boundaries from his fashion to his videos to his live performances.
He really embodies what it means to be an artist, always challenging himself and his audience never settling for the ordinary.
And that's what makes him so captivating. You just never know what he's going to do next, what direction he's going to take his music.
Absolutely. And with Hurry Up Tomorrow, I think we're about to witness another big step in his artistic evolution.
Okay, so we talked about his past, his influences, his growth. Now let's shift gears, talk about his impact. How has The Weeknd influenced the current music scene?
His influence is huge. I mean, undeniable. His blend of those dark lyrics with catchy melodies and that synth sound has been so influential, especially in R&B and pop. You can hear echoes of him in so much music being released today.
Oh, yeah, totally. That moody, atmospheric vibe is everywhere.
And it's not just the sound. It's his willingness to experiment, to push those creative limits. He's shown that you can be commercially successful and still be artistically ambitious.
He's proven you don't have to compromise your vision to reach a wider audience. He's done it on his own terms, stayed true to himself.
Exactly, and his impact goes beyond music. He's become a cultural icon influencing fashion, film, even television.
It's true, he's everywhere. Okay, so we've covered The Weeknd's past, his evolution, his influence. What about his future? What comes after? Hurry Up Tomorrow. What can we expect from him next?
The exciting part, it's impossible to predict for sure, but based on what he's done so far, I think we can expect the unexpected. He's always reinventing himself, so who knows what he'll come up with next.
I'm already on the edge of my seat. Do you think he'll keep pushing those boundaries musically, or do you think he might explore other creative avenues?
Well, he's hinted at maybe trying film and TV, and his recent fashion line shows he's open to expanding creatively.
Oh, yeah, his fashion line. That's right. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he started directing his own music videos or even film someday.
He definitely has the vision, the artistic sense to do it, and with his platform, his influence, he has the power to bring those ideas to life.
The possibilities are endless. Okay, before we move on to the main event, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Let's recap what we've talked about in this part of our journey.
We took a deep dive into The Weeknd's musical roots, explored what made After Hours and Dawn FM so successful. We traced his unique path to stardom from those free online mixtapes to global superstar status.
And we talked about his impact on music, his influence on other artists, and his ability to push boundaries while still hitting that mainstream success.
We even speculated about what the future might hold for this always evolving artist. It's safe to say the Weeknd story is far from over.
And that's what makes it so fun to be a fan. Everyone get ready for part 3, where we finally dive headfirst into Hurry Up Tomorrow. We'll be analyzing the tracks, the themes, the collabs, the whole message of this massive album.
We'll break down the lyrics, dissect the production, and try to unravel the mysteries hidden within this final chapter of the Weeknd's trilogy.
This is the moment we've been waiting for. Stay tuned, because things are about to get epic. We made it final chapter of the Weeknd saga. We unpacked São Paulo, went through his past, and now it's time for Hurry Up Tomorrow. Ready to go deep.
Let's do it. We set the stage now. Let's see how it all connects. This is the end of the After Hours Dawn FM trilogy, right? So what threads do you think he's carrying through?
Well, After Hours was Heartbreak City, self-destruction, the whole deal. And then Dawn FM was about mortality. The afterlife, you think Hurry Up Tomorrow might bridge those two worlds.
Definitely possible. Imagine it as a story of transformation, moving through those dark phases and coming out the other side, like a journey towards redemption.
I like that. So how do you think those 3 tracks fit in São Paulo, Timeless, Dancing with the Flames? Where do they land in this bigger story?
Let's start with São Paulo. That global sound, working with Anitta, it could represent him stepping outside of himself, being open to new experiences.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe it's about breaking free from those limitations.
Like he's opening himself up to new things, letting go of the past and going into the unknown.
Exactly. Then you've got Timeless, that futuristic vibe. Playboi Carti's super chill flow, it could be about reflection, looking back on the past with a new perspective.
It's like he's looking at his old self from a distance, almost like a ghost haunting his own memories.
I like that. And then there's Dancing with the Flames, much more intense. You can feel the struggle. Maybe that's him battling those inner demons.
Global expansion, reflection, and an internal battle. It's a lot going on. What other themes do you think might pop up?
Love and relationships, they've always been central to his music, and I don't think that's changing, but we might see a more mature take this time.
Makes sense. He's not that same heartbroken guy from After Hours. He's grown and gone through a lot.
Exactly, and I think his whole thing with fame, how it affects his life, that'll probably keep coming up. He's talked about the pressure of the spotlight, the sacrifices he's made, how it's impacted him personally.
He's been open about it, and I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling overwhelmed by success, trying to stay true to yourself in all the chaos.
It's a human thing for sure, and the Weeknd, he's got this way of tapping into those complex emotions and making them relatable.
So we've got transformation, redemption, love, fame, self-reflection. That's a lot to unpack. How do you think the music itself is going to reflect all this? What kind of sound are we getting?
Based on what we've heard, I think that dark, atmospheric vibe is sticking around with those catchy melodies. But I'm expecting some surprises, too. Maybe some sounds that push him outside of his comfort zone.
You mentioned maybe using more guitar on this album. That would be a big shift from his usual synth-heavy stuff.
That would be cool, for sure. Shows he's willing to evolve, try new things. And with those collabs, Playboi Carti and Anitta, he's clearly down to step outside of his usual circle and experiment.
Familiar, but unexpected. Mixing his sound with some fresh experimental stuff. Can't wait to hear how it all comes together.
Me neither. And I think the production is going to be key to how he gets those themes across. The way he uses sounds, textures, atmosphere to create a mood, tell a story. It's amazing.
His music's like a movie, so immersive. It's like you're stepping into another world when you listen.
Totally. And with Hurry Up Tomorrow being the end of a trilogy, I think that cinematic feel is going to be even stronger, like a grand finale tying everything together.
I'm ready to be transported.
Oh.
Okay, before we wrap up, anything else we should be looking out for when the album drops? Any hidden messages, Easter eggs, things like that?
The Weeknd's all about the details, so I'm sure there'll be tons of little references, hidden meanings throughout the album.
Bet the lyrics are going to be full of metaphors, double meanings, like a treasure hunt for the fan.
Exactly, and don't sleep on the album art and any visuals that come with it. They'll probably play a big part in the message.
Oh, yeah. He's always been so careful with the visuals, creating this whole aesthetic that matches the music.
It's all part of the experience, the way he builds these worlds.
Lyrics, visuals, sonic details, hidden messages. Gotta pay attention to everything.
You got it. Hurry Up Tomorrow isn't just an album, it's an experience. It's the culmination of his whole artistic journey so far.
What a journey it's been. I'm so excited to see what he does next.
It's a privilege to be along for the ride.
That wraps up our deep dive into the Weeknd's world and Hurry Up Tomorrow. We went through his past, dissected his present, and thought about his future, no stone unturned.
We analyzed every clue, debated every theory, and waited with bated breath for this masterpiece.
Now it's your turn, listeners. Go experience Hurry Up Tomorrow for yourselves. Dive into the music, peel back the layers, and see what you find.
Listen close. Pay attention to the details. Let the Weeknd take you to his world.
We'll be here waiting to hear what you think. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the music playing.